Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to The Last of Us Just Quite Yet. Spencer Ball and I here on the call for SGTV. We have the resuming of last night's game between number 14 South Carolina and number 19 Alabama. Game 2 of the series ended last night in the top of the third with a 3-0 South Carolina lead. Quickly didn't watch last night. This is the first time Spencer wants to catch up on the action.
Yeah, again, I mean, South Carolina up 3-0, top of the third inning. They got all three runs towards the bat. It was a home run by Lexi Winters. Went over the wall, left center field. I mean, she got all of it. But South Carolina was getting some outs on hard-fought at bats. I mean, it was a very good, competitive softball game, and I think we'd be remiss to mention the packed house that was here at Carolina Softball Stadium. And unfortunately, when you resume the game at 10 a.m. the next day, it's not quite as packed, but we're looking to get back to a good.
Yeah, hopefully better weather in the forecast for both squads. The field is in impeccable condition after the torrential downpour last night. They got game 3 coming up at noon. It'll be on SEC Network. I think this one is too.
Yep.
South Carolina lead 3-0 at the top of the third. Only 4 innings to cover today, and you got a full game on at noon. So that one we'll have Xander Collins and Calvin Blue. Never mind. Sorry, Xander, man. You're fired.
He's done.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back to you guys with the resuming action. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on SGTV tonight. Well, it's not tonight, it's the weekend. As this game finally gets back underway, you're still hanging out here from the weather delay. Last night started at 7:11 p.m.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that broadcast here, 7:11. Sam Gress still on the mound for South Carolina in tonight's game. Taking on
Top of the order for Alabama.
in the bottom of the second, or the top of the second, South Alabama got hot. But Alabama had runners on the corners, but Sam Gress worked out of it. Tried to do it. A little bit more cleaning this time.
Yeah, it was a tough top of the second inning, but really early because of Alabama batters just fouling off every pitch. Reece threw it to end the top of the second inning, and it was 12 pitch strikeout. But I mean, it just took so many pitches. They only threw one ball to her, and she must have fouled off. I mean, that would have been 9 straight pitches before striking out finally. It's definitely like a mantra for these type batters. They don't go down easy.
Vander ran at first the last time up front. Probably the best player on the squad. Underway here from Carolina's Softball Stadium. Gress goes around. She lines, fires. In there for strike one.
Something to notice, infield dirt is a little damp, so it'll be interesting to see how the ball will be played. Might roll a little slow.
The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Got the end of it. With no 2 count here. Vander does lead these Alabama teams strikeouts. 27 play. Has what she wants. She lines, fires. This is low for ball 1. That pitch is low as well. Leaving up the counter 2-2 apiece.
Yeah, it's starting to that game. Gress gave herself a couple of pitches that she can kind of play with. I expect her to throw something a little closer to the
Vander trying to force that ball in, and Gress has what she wants. Winds, fires. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strikeout. Open up thing here. Carolina's Softball Stadium.
That's her third of the game. It was 2 game last night when this morning, but good start for St. Gress.
Lauren Johnson grounded out to second base in her first at bat last night. But Gress looking in. She lines, fires. That one misses very low. Looking at the curve there. I think it was Lauren Johnson. That's me with 400.
Yeah, a lot of batters, especially at the top of the scrimmage tight order, get on base frequently.
That one is fouled away. It'll make it 1-1.
Johnson's record was 7 all the way back last night, but had a pretty good game on this series, as did about everyone. Elephant skin gray, as we call it.
The 1-1 pitch. That was grounded over shortstop. Blankenship has it. She fields, fires over the first, and gets the second out of the inning.
Feels like everything Blankenship does in the field is just, it looks so smooth. I mean, she's very
that was a much tougher play, I think, than it looked like. She was range over right and kind of throw, home run, and now stepping in is Callie Evelyn, 1-for-1 with a single back in the first inning.
This was, I like the rest of the first pitch. But that single she had was the one that actually went off Gress's leg, and then kind of bounced around the infield a little bit. Gress has what she wants. Fires. Down to the dirt. All 2 now. side right now. You just decide to swing at it. That's going to be a tough one to barrel up.
He's in there for strike two. The 2-2 pitch from Grass Hill. Hitter.
Yeah, that one was way inside.
Just lost a little bit of control. That was a good try right inside for Kay looking, but
thankfully for Evelyn, had a well-placed arm guard. Took the brunt of that.
now they'll bring up Brooke Elstad, who struck out in the first restraint Evelyn. That was strike one. Anyway, if you guys can hear us, we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties. And that one is fouled away, so Elstad staying alive here.
And again, getting to 2 strikes and counts has not been the problem for South Carolina against the Crimson Tide. It's been, finishing off batters, and Gress will look to do that here.
Looking for our 89th strikeout of the season. Gress winds, fires. That one is lined into left field, and it'll be caught by Blankenship on the grass. So, much like the first inning, Callie Evelyn gets on, but Alabama goes down around her. We'll head now to the home half of the third inning. Thank you so much for joining us here on SGTV. We apologize for the brief echoing effect like it was a 2012 Xbox Live party. I'm JP Barry. He's Spencer Ball. We're here for today's resuming of last night's action between number 14 South Carolina and number 19 Alabama. And after the top of the third featured one runner on and left stranded, now South Carolina is going to look to add to their 3-0 lead as Quincy Lilio starts us off. That pitch misses low for ball one. Lilio walked last night. And Spencer, despite having 41 walks on the season, she doesn't lead the team.
She doesn't. That belongs to Ariana Rhodey, and we'll get to her in just a few batters.
That pitch is in there for strike one. As Caitlin Riley looking to work. Allowed 3 runs last night, and she's still on the bump, trying to keep her team in it. And Lilio lines that one over to first off a hop, and it'll be played for the first out. Wasn't sure if that one had been fielded over the line or foul.
We did see that come into play yesterday as well.
Yes, we did.
But, no, that was a nice play from Dukeshire. It wasn't too hardly hit, so pretty routine, but you got to make those.
And that pitch is in there for strike one, so Riley working quickly here for Alabama as they look to take this series in game 2 and look for the sweep at noon. Caitlin Riley winds, fires, and that one is popped into center. Playable and caught by Vandegrift. Sporting sunglasses tonight. She didn't have to wear that last night when this game started.
No, it was there was kind of an impending doom feeling, I think, that, you know, we all had here at the stadium. And then the doom struck.
Yes, that is true. And it never stopped.
As Ariana Rhodey will step in. And that pitch misses for ball one. And Rhodey, you know,
one of the people on base for that 3-run nuke, it was a walk by Lilio and a walk by Rhodey that led to the home run by Winters, as the 1-0 pitch is in there for strike.
Yeah, South Carolina still with just one hit on the affair. It just, you know, happened to drive in all their runs.
That's true. It was a 2-out home run as well, so this game could very easily be still sitting at an even 0-0 as the 1-1 pitch is grounded over to third. Could have been foul, but they will play it, and they get her anyway. I was interested to see if Alabama was going to let that one roll foul. They didn't. They're able to get Rhodey over at first. Elstad with a nice play. That'll end the bottom of the third. We head now to the top of the fourth with the score still South Carolina 3, Alabama 0. Be right back. And we are back here for the top of the fourth between number 14 South Carolina and number 19 Alabama. Our score sitting at 3-0 Gamecocks off the bat at Lexi Winters last night. And Sam McGrath is looking to continue her stellar outing on the mound.
She's been really good. I mean, the pitch count is at 59 through, again, last night and this morning.
I guess that doesn't really.
You know, it does kind of help that she got a little bit of rest, probably comes into this game a little bit fresher than she would have pitching a full game yesterday. So if
probably
she continues,
does take her out of the equation for the rubber match later today, doesn't it?
It definitely might. Again, though,
Jory Hurd
wouldn't rule it out completely because I know Coach Chastain Woodard, she does really rely heavily on two pitchers. It's Sam Gress and Jory Hurd that we see a whole lot of, and of course plays being halted with not halted, just delayed a little with a coaching interview as Coach Murphy has got the headset on over there in Bama's dugout, but it has
don't
been
say delay around here.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's a bad word after yesterday, but Gress has had a really good afternoon. Or, well, it's not even noon yet. She's had a good morning, but just got to keep it going.
And they're still going over there.
It's a lengthy question.
Whoa. Whoa. And
there we go.
have finally wrapped that up.
There we go.
Stepping up to the plate will be Salem Hawkins, who last night in the second inning grounded back to the pitcher. She'll look to get the leadoff runner on for the first time tonight for Alabama. That's something they did really well in game one of this series. Batting .313 on the year. And Gress, wasting no time, delivers. Misses low for ball one.
The Hawkins reached base at, all at-bats in game one of this series.
They're saying every Alabama player did.
Felt like it.
As that pitch misses high for ball two. So Gress trying to get her to chase a little bit with a drop ball and then a rise ball, and she's getting neither. So gonna have to, fire this one for Hawkins. You're forcing a pitch that you're gonna try and drive. And the 2-0 pitch is low for ball three. So a 3-0 count to Hawkins.
And I'd assume she's probably got the hard take sign right now.
Yeah, for someone with a slug percentage under 400, you'd think.
Well, and also just getting a base runner on is big for Alabama.
The 3-0 pitch is that hit her. Yeah, that ran up, and it would have been a ball anyway, but it caught her on the elbow guard. So the leadoff runner reaches for Alabama, Salem Hawkins on with a hit by pitch. Then it'll bring up Abby Dukeshire.
And Ashley Chastain-Woodard.
Oh, yeah. Well, good job, Spencer. I was too busy being a little scorecard lad.
Well, I got my eyes up.
I think this one's just a little bit of a mound visit.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to yank her too quickly.
The key to the pitching change is when you see Lexi Winters come over and change pitch comm devices.
That's true. That's an elite technique that we're looking into.
I'm like, only on SGTV do you get that kind of insight right here. We're trying also the sitting down broadcast. So, if you enjoy just looking at me and JP's faces, JP, say hi.
Oh. Yes. As we'll resume play here with Abby Dukeshire stepping in, owner of one of Alabama's 4 hits on the day. Excuse me, 3 hits. They've left 4 runners on. That pitch misses up and in, so.
Missed about 4 pitches in a row up and in.
Yeah. And she's hit a batter last inning. It was Callie Evelyn. As a ball 5 chant rings out from the Alabama dugout. That one's in there for strike 1. So Sam Gress on the board.
And the dugout goes quiet. That's always a nice personal feeling there, I'm sure.
Dunked on.
Got him.
Now with the count evened up at 1-1. Gressel looking at her wrist. She winds. Fires the 1-1 pitch. Misses low for ball 2.
That was a pretty one, though.
Yeah, but Aaron Golden, he commanded a tight zone last night, and that still isn't on weather delay.
That's very true.
So a 2-1 count now for Dukeshire, owner of 17 walks on the season. That pitch is line foul. Got all of that one just a little bit out in front.
And I think we saw her foul off some pitches in her first at-bat last night. It was an 8-pitch at-bat, and if I remember correctly, she did get a hold of a couple pitches, just pulled them way foul.
She employs that kind of, she's holding the bat over the plate to square it up, and now she brings it back. The 2-2 pitch is fouled away. So we're in for a long haul here.
Yeah, and you can see whenever Gress throws that curveball, Dukeshire shifts the weight forward and then just kind of has to stab at it to try and just make contact.
Carly Shelton playing right behind the second base bag with Blankenship and Chansey over here. So they're playing the pull side heavy. There's a lot of room out at second base and in right center for Dukeshire. And that one is popped up foul.
Everything she's done so far has indicated that she is definitely a pull hitter. So hopefully for the Gamecocks, the shift pays dividends here.
And now still at 2-2, runner on first, no outs. Gress's pitch is grounded foul. Just barely.
And, well, she had an 8-pitch at bat yesterday where she singled on the 8th pitch. Here comes the 8th pitch today.
And that one would definitely it would be kind of the same situation, although she would be the runner on first compared to when she was the runner on third from the second inning last night where Alabama had runners on the corner. You got to think that Hawkins will be running at first. The 2-2 pitch, and this is high. Yeah, Hawkins was going. She had to scamper back to first.
I like the attempt there on 2-2. Throw a pitch way out of the zone because Dukeshire's fouling everything in it off. So try and get in their chase. She just didn't budge.
And that one is swung on and missed, and they're going to throw it down to second. Hawkins has that, but it's a strikeout of Abby Dukeshire, so one away here. Hawkins takes second, so a runner in scoring position for Alabama. Something that they were excellent at in game one. I believe they hit about 600 with runners in scoring position in that game, but they have left 4 runners on.
Yeah, at one point in the game as well, it was close to 800. I mean, they were just knocking runs in at will.
That pitch is low. Hawkins already looking like she's about to try to take 3.
Very aggressive already.
Riley Valentine had a sacrifice bunt her first time up. When she swings and misses there, runs the count to 1-1.
Again, only 65 at-bats on the season, so hasn't gotten a ton of looks at the plate, but, you know, a pretty nice split.
Yeah, the usual catcher, Marley Giles, standing in the on-deck circle as the designated player for today's game. As the 1-1 pitch. That one waves through the air for a ball.
Yeah, that off-speed from Gress really does just kind of float. It's definitely a deadly change of pace.
Gress has what she wants. Delivers the 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. So Gress getting a lot. She got some whiffs last night. And now she's doing it again. She's put herself in a 2-2 count. Valentine squaring up to bunt with 2 strikes. And that one is grounded to the third baseman, Chansey. She'll fire over to first for the second out. So Riley Valentine moves the runner over. And Alabama 90 feet away from getting on the board, but 2 outs. Marley Giles coming up. She had a hit last night in her first appearance.
Yeah, she's 5 for 5 in the series so far. But on that play, you could definitely see how slow the dirt is playing as Valentine hit a soft roller, and Chansey really had to charge in to get it.
As Gress, the pitch will be popped up, foul. Out of play. I mean, South Carolina will be able to breathe easy once Marley Giles is on the plane back to Tuscaloosa.
She has been an absolute killer, man. And, you know, I'm sure they don't want to draw Alabama any time in the SEC tournament. Nor does any team. They don't seem like a very fun team to play.
As the 0-1 pitch drops in there for ball 1.
Of course, they're a fun team to cover, JP, just the base stealing and, really when any team scores 13 runs against you, probably would choose not to see him again.
It's true. And the 1-1 pitch from Gress will skip in there for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch from Gress. That one is lined into left field. A single for Marley Giles. 6 for 6 in the series. Alabama on the board here with a run in the top of the 4th.
And that's exactly the single she hit yesterday. I mean, it was just lined hard into left field. This one also gets through, and she delivers yet again in what has been an awesome series for her.
Hey, now Alabama looking to continue this 2-out rally. Up comes Larissa Pruitt, struck out last night in her only appearance. That ball missed. Lexi Winters wants to know where. The crowd does too.
It's a tight zone, man.
Yeah, jeez. The 1-0 pitch from Gress. And if you couldn't tell from the fans, that one missed somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah, Winters just holds the glove out there when she doesn't like the call, just like, did it miss here?
No, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's a pretty good bit.
And that pitch is popped into shallow left field. Blankenship ranging over into foul territory makes the grab. Alabama scores 1, leaves a runner on. They're on the board. South Carolina still leads, though, 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And thank you for joining us here on SGTV. I'm JP Barry, he's Spencer Ball. We're bringing you softball action here from Carolina Softball Stadium. As number 14 South Carolina looks to get that run back they seeded in the top of the 4th, Spencer.
That's right. You know, they still lead it 3-1, so nothing to worry about. As would you believe it if I told you we have the other coach being interviewed? Our coach, Ashley Chastain Woodard, on the headset, much to our
hype moments in aura.
But you know, we talked about it during the break. Style by Taylor Swift on the speakers. Kind of a banger, JP.
Good song. No, it's a good song. They don't want you to know that.
They actually don't want you to know that. But much like Taylor Swift, seemingly, JP, I don't think we go out of style, man. We're just we're a couple.
Wow, this is true.
This is true. We're a couple wily veterans. Just show up, lunch pail guys.
We're the Raja Bell of broadcasting.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Which niche, like 2000s Bobcats player, are we broadcaster?
Well, dude, if you really think about it, we're Steven Jackson and Gerald Wallace. Those are pretty good guys.
That fires me up.
Yep. And Ella Chansey will step in here. 0 for 1. She grounded out to the pitcher, I believe, in the first inning. And the pitch from Riley misses low for ball 1. And that was a swing and a miss by Chansey, so the count runs to 1-1 here. As the wind blowing in, well, now it's shifted a little bit from left to right. Still blowing in, however.
With the old flag test.
And that pitch misses for ball 2.
Chansey took a big hack at the strike she swung at, so feels like if there's anything close, she's.
And that one misses for ball 3. Alabama dugout not quite sure where it missed, but hey, I mean it's a tight zone for everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta live with it.
It's going both ways.
But here we go. The 3-1 count. The pitch from Riley. And that one. Well, it's a tight zone except there.
That one looked to be a hair outside, JP, but a good frame from Valentine behind the dish. Maybe sold it to Golden.
And that one is popped into shallow right field. Ranging over to make the grab is Pruitt, and she has it for the first out. So
that kind of hurts.
Yes,
you know?
3-1 pop-up. You hate to see it.
Well, especially because Chansey definitely thought she had a free base, and I think a lot of people in the crowd thought she should have had one too.
There comes Lexi Winters, owner of South Carolina's only hit on the day. As that pitch is in there for strike 1. Deposited a home run in the left field last night after 2 walks.
Yeah, she really put a charge into that ball.
Alabama already 1 away. They're looking. That one is put into center field. Vandergriff ranging over, and she makes the play in right center. So a good hit by Winters, but just couldn't get enough on it.
That's a tough play out there from Vandergriff. I mean, ranging to her left in the right center gap, pretty deep.
Yep.
And Winters has really been swinging a good bat lately. Her average has gone up about 20 points since the last time we've seen her. She's been hitting for a little bit more power.
Absolutely, and now steps up Brooke Blankenship, the senior shortstop, as that pitch is in there for a strike. That's one of the unfortunate things about last night is that the senior night, it was senior night for South Carolina. You know, now it's just kind of disjointed as we got the number still in the field. They didn't wash away. Maybe they were repainted this morning.
Somehow, we almost washed away.
It's true. That pitch misses for ball 1. But, you know, typically, senior night's a big memory for a lot of these people, but it didn't, they didn't get a satisfying conclusion. They're finishing the game, of course, but who knows if family were able to stick it out till this morning as that pitch misses for ball 2.
Yeah, really hope all the seniors' families and friends all got to come back out here on a beautiful Saturday morning.
And that one misses for ball 3. So back-to-back 3-1 counts here. Can Blankenship get on? Maybe South Carolina can start a 2-out rally of their own. And that one is lined foul. No call from the first base umpire. That's awesome.
I think that is the right call. but
well, no, he just didn't make a call.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was close. After last night, we don't know what's fair or foul. But that one was hard hit the other way by Blankenship. Got a wide range up the middle. She can square one up, put it back where it came from. The payoff pitch is fouled away.
Good job from Blankenship to stay alive. But, yeah, for South Carolina, really just adding to the hit column would be big here. Get some offensive momentum going because, again, just a 2-run lead. And we've seen Alabama's pinching to score runs in this series.
It's true. And Riley, the 3-2 pitch. Misses for ball 4. Blankenship, the take of the century.
That's some way to put it.
I don't know how you don't offer up that one. It was so good you could almost say it was a strike.
Well, you could almost say it.
Not if you're home plate umpire Aaron Golden. I would never claim to be him.
Never say that.
In steps Abigail Knight, batting .317. And it's lined over to first on a hop and played for out number 3. South Carolina gets one on, but they strand her. We head to the top of the 5th inning as Alabama is down to their final 9 outs to score 2 more runs. Stick with us here on SGTV. And we're back here for the top of the 5th inning. Thank you for joining us here on SGTV as South Carolina looks to even up this series at 1 apiece. And they'll look to force a rubber match later today.
30 minutes after this one ends.
That's true.
JP, all things considered, it is a much better atmosphere, for softball. Not crowd-wise, unfortunately, that was spoiled. But, I mean, the physical atmosphere in the sky.
No, I mean, there's still some clouds, though. You know, rain in the forecast for later, so get on to Austin and Calvin. Anyway.
Still on a crunch.
Audrey Vandegrift steps in here, and she lines this one right over to Carly Shelton. Fielded and put over to first for the out on the first pitch. So Vandegrift having a wee bit of a day to forget at the plate.
Hey, I'm loving that pace right there for Sam Gress. Worked some long innings last night and, already this morning. And a one-pitch out, that can do wonders.
It's true, and stepping up is Lauren Johnson. She 0 for 2 on the day. As that pitch is put into foul territory, ranging over his roadie, she can't make the play.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, that was tailing past her, and that would have been a very tough play. But nonetheless, again, Gress starts early, gets ahead, and 0-1 count.
And for a hitter like Johnson, who only has 6 strikeouts on the season, you can't fall down 0-2. That's what Gress is going to try to get her in here on the pitch. Did she go? No, they won't check down, so 1-1 the count. Almost offered up at that one. Gress working quickly. She fires. That one's in there for strike 2. A rare called strike here at Carolina Softball Stadium.
The rare called strike. Very true.
And now it's a 1-2 count for Johnson, looking to avoid an 0-3 start. And that one's put into foul territory. Hits the netting. For Gress, she's lowered her season ERA back under 3. It had bumped up a little bit after an unfortunate outing on Thursday night. Lost track of days here, sorry. Graduation's looming, and it's frankly, we're losing track of reality here at SGT.
Well, also usually it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday series.
That's also true. And the 1-2 pitch. That one's put over to short. Blankenship has it. She throws over to first for the out. So back-to-back innings, or back-to-back outings where Lauren Johnson grounds out to Brooke Blankenship.
JP, Blankenship might be one of the best defensive shortstops in the country.
It's very impressive.
Everything she does is very routine and clean, but we also have seen her make some crazy plays.
Yeah, and speaking of crazy plays, Callie Hevelin gotten on base each time tonight, but she lines it over to Brooke Blankenship. Ranging over to her left, she has it and fires to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down for Sam Gress. And South Carolina pitches a clean frame. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll see you on the other side. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming with us here on SGTV for this wonderful journey we've been on, spanning multiple days of softball action.
The journey of Game 2.
The fellowship of the giant neon ball. As Emma Sellers will lead us off here in the bottom of the 5th.
We're having a bit of fun.
0 for 1 on the day. Well, no. 0 for 1 on the game. She does not play today.
It's a new day.
She squares up for the bunt and misses. And that one, she was able to pull it back, actually, so it'll be ball 1. But Sellers, she grounded it out to the pitcher last night.
Love to see her get a hit in the score sheet, especially one of those seniors, their number out in center field.
And that one, a little bit of a bunt, and they're going to try and let it drift foul, and it does. Wow. It looked like that one was staying fair. It was trickling up the line, and then it just hit it.
There might be a rock out there I got to go deal with.
It hit a mean left turn like you're trying to, get on assembly.
That is unfortunate. I mean, a picture-perfect bunt from Sellers just rolled foul at the last second.
And that'll run the count to 1-1. That pitch misses for a ball, so 2-1 the count now. For Riley, she's had a good outing.
Yeah, really has. I mean, giving up one hit, it just happened to go over the fence.
Yep. That one's a swing and a miss. It'll run the count even at 2 apiece. For Sellers, not that many strikeouts on the season. That one is hit on a hop over to third base, fielded and fired to first for the out. Good play by Brooke Elstad.
That somehow one hop to third, even though it looked like a little chopper, but actually
It's
played probably pretty favorably for Elstad, I think.
Yeah, that one could have been dangerous, and here comes Emily Vinson. She grounded out to third in the second inning, and she hits one over to shortstop. Ranging over is Hawkins. She has it for the out.
It's one pitch out o'clock right now, JP. I mean, we've seen three in this inning alone.
I think both these teams just want to get to the next game, and frankly, I won't blame them. Here we go. Feel Me Flow, all-time great song.
Karaoke starting soon.
It's true. Quincy Lilio steps in. She's 0 for 1. Having a little bit of a rough series. She does have a walk today to lead off the game. It was one of the runs that scored on Lexi Winters' 3-run home run. But I think she's been held without a hit through 2 games so far, and she'll look to fix that. That one's in there for a strike. The count 1-1.
And just a really great contact hitter. So that's what you expect with Lilio. Just find a gap, find a hole in the infield, and use that speed.
And the corner infielder's creeping in here, so she'll ground that one foul. Strike 2. But a lot of room up the middle.
Couldn't have said it better, JP. I mean, it's anything that gets past Caitlin Riley is certainly getting through the rest of the infield.
Now the 1-2 pitch. A slap hit by Lilio over to second. She has it, fires to first, and the inning is over. Callie Hevelin makes a nice play to retire the side here. And it's another clean frame for Caitlin Riley. Alabama, 6 outs to work with to try and tie this one up or take the lead and win the series here from Carolina Softball Stadium. We'll be back in the top of the 6th. And thank you for joining us here on Student Gamecock Television. We're students for 6 days more, so hey, we're holding on for dear life to our
still have
our
time,
vestiges. Right? Yeah, I'm not Unc. 22 is
I got
young.
bad news for you, JP.
22 is young.
We used to run.
Anyway, Brooke Elstad steps in. She's 0 for 2 on the night.
God, it's not nighttime.
Whoa, what a bunt. Lexi Winters has it, fires over to first for the out. A picture-perfect bunt by Brooke Elstad, but a better defensive play by Lexi Winters.
Whoa, what a bunt.
One away here in the top of the 6th. 5 outs remaining for Alabama. They got to score 2 to tie this thing up.
I like the attempt there. I mean, it was a really good bunt, but it was almost didn't get enough of it because it was so close to Winters.
And Salem Hawkins will step in. She had a hit by pitch. And Gress will step off the mound.
Scored Alabama's only run today. I had to fight myself to not say tonight. It was a mental battle there.
And Gress has what she wants, fires. That one misses up and in. Ball 1. Five straight retired batters for Gress after the single by Marley Giles that scored Hawkins. And that one is lined over to Blankenship. She has it on a hop, and she is over to first for the second out. So make that 6 straight retired batters for Sam Gress.
How about it?
I mean, this has been a workman-like performance by Gress.
And we do have a pinch hitter here.
Yeah, we do. Number 31 for Alabama, Alexis Papillo. She started in Thursday night's contest. Best lefty. She's pinch hitting for Abby Dukeshire.
Absolutely correct. We'll see if she takes to the field. It's probably still going to be Dukeshire playing first out there.
They could do a double switch and put Giles at catcher and Valentine, or
very true.
Alexis Papillo at the designated players. Oh, Chastain Woodard coming out to the mound. I guess a little bit of a chess match going on here. It'll give me time to write this down in my little scorecard.
Well, and Bama brings in a lefty there. So they got a string of righties at the bottom of the order until they get to the 9-hole hitter, Pruitt. So you bring in Papillo, who's a left-handed hitter.
And I
South
can't
Carolina
see the bullpen.
only has one left-handed pitcher, and that's Olivia Katkowski. So don't think they're going to go to her in this moment, but probably just a little bit of a scouting report in the circle.
Yeah, just because with Gress, you're 1 out away from 6 strong innings of work, 94 pitches on the day. She's faced just 23 batters. No walks, a hit by pitch, 4 hits allowed.
She's been great, really great, all year long. I mean, we should
2
add.
hit by pitches, excuse me. But yeah, Gress will step in to face Papillo. 7 home runs, 5 doubles, a .319 batting average. And she's looking to start a 2-out rally here against Gress. That one's in there for a strike.
That was a good one from Gress, but Papillo didn't have her best game in game 1 of the series when a lot of her teammates really shined. So.
And that one is popped into shallow left field. Chansey calling off Blankenship. She has it. And make it 7 straight retired batters for Sam Gress. She's dealing through 6. South Carolina looking to add on. Your score, 3-1 Gamecocks against Alabama. We'll be back here for the home half here on SGTV. Stick with us. And welcome here now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It will be Dukeshire staying in at first. Carly Shelton to lead off this inning for the Gamecocks. Grounded over to second. Fielded on a hop, played over to Dukeshire for the out.
Another one pitch out.
It's true.
I mean, both pitchers are putting in pretty good pitches in the zone, hittable pitches. Neither team can find a place to put it right now.
Nope. Ariana Rohde, owner of a walk on the day, steps in. And she lines that one foul.
Got a hold of that one pretty well. Just, again, that was headed for the beach volleyball court.
The 0-1 pitch here from Riley. Misses down low for ball 1. And for South Carolina, you'd like a little bit of insurance. Gress has been fantastic, but a 2-run lead against this Alabama team is far from safe. And that one misses down low.
And in the 7th, Alabama will have their 7, 8, and 9 hitters up to bat. That'll be Riley Valentine, Marley Giles, and Larissa Pruitt, barring substitutions, of course.
2-1 count now. Riley working. And Rohde will pop that one up. Hawkins calling everybody off at shortstop. She has it. For out number 2, and now South Carolina down to one final out to Aspen Insurance. It's going to be Ella Chansey coming up.
Just going to take a little time and chat with the third base coach here. And I wonder if she noticed something to tell Chansey. But again, you got Lexi Winters on deck, so if Ella Chansey can find her way on base, no matter how she does it, you got to think that would be good because Winters, I mean, she's the only hit for South Carolina.
Yeah.
Came last night, but on her pop out, I mean, she almost went down to a knee and sent the ball close to the warning track. You want to get that kind of hitter up.
Yeah. Ella Chansey here with a chance to get her in the at bat. Wow.
That was awesome, dude.
That pitch misses low for a ball.
Yeah, she's got a chance. Nice.
That's good.
Still got it.
That pitch is in there, grounded over to third. Fielded, long throw, and she's able to keep the foot on the base, not on the tag. And that'll do it here for the top of the 6th. 3 up, 3 down for the Gamecocks. And we head now to the top of the 7th. Alabama working with their last 3 outs. We'll be with you for South Carolina's final stand. And ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the final frame.
Potentially.
Yeah. Final frame of regulation nonetheless. It's been a long journey since about 6 o'clock yesterday afternoon, but we're here. South Carolina leads by 2 runs. Alabama down to their final 3 outs. They got to work here, and it's going to be their bottom of the order, starting with Riley Valentine at catcher.
And in the on-deck circle, it's Marley Giles. Got that Captain C on her jersey. And South Carolina might as well just intentionally walk her at this point.
The Bonds treatment. And Gress, the pitch. In there for a strike. Sam Gress looking for a complete game on, well, the continued version of her senior night.
That fastball had some hum to it. You could hear that one hit
She's
Winter's
gotten
glove.
better as the game has gone on. And the 0-1 pitch is popped up into foul territory behind us.
I mean, unironically, I know, you probably hear broadcasters say that. There was no netting there. That was actually probably coming pretty close to us, man.
We would have made a play.
No, without a shadow of a doubt. You got 2 former washed-up Unk athletes in the booth.
That's true. An 0-2 count for Sam Gress. She's working quick. She fires, swung on, and fouled away. Barely. She got just the, the handle of the bat on that one as a plane was flying very low over the stadium.
It's been doing that. There's a small airport near Willie B where you can kind of, I guess, fly those. It's one of those little planes. So
yeah.
Just taking in the beautiful sights.
The 0-2 pitch from Gress. That drops in for strike 3 called. Rung her up with the curveball, Spencer.
She knew it too, and so did everyone in the stadium. That was right down the middle. That curveball started in, worked its way right into the heart of the zone. 2 outs. Well, down to their last 2 outs.
Yeah, down to their last. But
should speak in
Marley Giles, who has not gotten out this whole series, steps up, looking to start a rally for Alabama. That pitch is in there. Another curveball for strike 1 to Giles.
Yeah, Giles has raised her average about 40 points just from these 2 games alone, so she is dangerous.
The 0-1 pitch here from Gress. That drops in there for a ball. I thought I heard someone call strike.
Somebody's behind the down there.
Someone's doing a good impression of home plate umpire Aaron Gold. We should have known. He would never call 3 straight called strikes. That goes against his honorable code.
Not so fast.
Yeah. Well, it's a 1-1 count here for Giles. The pitch from Gress. Misses for ball 2. Wasn't fooled that time by the imposter among us.
The guy is down there giving his best impression every pitch.
He's trying to manifest as an actual strike zone.
And to be fair, Gress is throwing either strikes or near strikes.
And the 2-1 pitch from Gress drops in there for strike 2.
We waited for the fist to go up.
Yeah,
that was
can't rely on our hearing anymore. We're too old.
Curveball's been wicked this inning from Gress.
Yes, it has. And the 2-2 pitch misses barely on the outside there. Gress trying to get a call. Foolish endeavor.
Oh, I mean, that is a tough one. Again, a tough one from Giles to lay off, but a tough break for Sam
And the
Gress.
count runs full off that. Here we go. The 3-2 pitch to Marley Giles from Sam Gress. That one, she was committed to swinging and was able to get a piece of it to stay alive.
That was a high curveball there. Giles way out ahead of it.
She was not expecting that at all.
That was a weird pitch there, but we'll do it again.
Yes, we will. As Sam Gress, looking at her wrist, has what she wants. The 3-2 pitch. Grounded up the middle for a single. The tying run will come to the plate for Alabama. It'll be in the form of Larissa Pruitt. Marley Giles continues to be a thorn in the Gamecock side with a single there, breaking up a streak of 8 straight retired batters from Sam Gress. And I think we might get a pinch hitter. Or a little bit of a meeting. It could be anything. No, lineup card is out.
Card. That's good. Good observation skills there, JP.
Yep, I'm kind of a eagle-eyed hawk man.
Well, that's awesome. But it is the tying run is now at the plate. And JP, throwing a fastball to Marley Giles has just proven to be just something you don't get away with. And coming into the game, it's number 81, JP. Number 81, let me get my...
Maudie Hubbard.
That's Maudie Hubbard.
The freshman
Absolutely
infielder
right.
from Huntsville, Alabama, just her 38th at bat of the season, but good numbers in it, batting around 300 with an OBP over 400. No home runs, no doubles. That pitch misses for a ball. 10 RBI, she represents the tying run.
And for Alabama, you've got your leadoff hitter and your best player on the season, Audrey Vandergriff, in the on-deck circle.
All you got to do is avoid the double play here. It's a 1-0 count to Hubbard. And Hubbard winds, fires. That one is lined back to Gress. She fires to first for the double play to end the game. Who else but Sam Gress wins this one for South Carolina?
That's a fitting end right there, man. What a play from Sam Gress. Liner right back to her. Giles was off on the contact. How about it?
No, just a really good hit by Maudie Hubbard. She got all of that one, but Gress, the senior, makes the heads-up play, finishes off her complete game, and we'll be back to finish you guys off with a quick post-game show. Our final send-off here from the booth for SGTV. Stick around here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Carolina Softball Stadium, where South Carolina has picked up their 38th win of the season, defeating number 19 Alabama 3-1 off of a tremendous double play by Sam Gress. Spencer, your thoughts on the game as a whole?
Well, South Carolina's pitching, if you look at Thursday and you looked at, yesterday and then today's continued game, the pitching is night and day. Just everybody seemed to have a bit of an off day on Thursday. Nothing seemed to go right. Today, the pitching was fantastic. Sam Gress was outstanding. The defense behind her was excellent. There was no errors on South Carolina's side. Everything, it was really smooth. JP, I've looked for the bats to continue picking up a little bit because they didn't pick up a hit today.
No.
They picked one up last night. It was the only hit South Carolina had in the game, that 3-run homer from Lexi Winters. But again, look for them in Game 3 to get the bats going a little bit more. But, Sam Gress on a continued senior night, that's what it's all about right there, man. She was outstanding.
Yep, a complete game. I don't think there could be any other choice for player of the game. Calvin and Austin will have you guys for Game 3 of the rubber match in this pivotal SEC contest. 30 minutes from now, the game will start. Just stick around. But for us, that's really going to do it. This is our final broadcast for SGTV. We graduate next Friday. Spencer, just anything you want to add?
I feel like SGTV was really the reason I came to South Carolina, right? Just getting involved, just trying to chase this dream, I guess, getting to work in sports, call games. It's the most fun thing ever. So I can't thank everyone enough for letting me and letting us get to have all these great opportunities. So it's just huge thank yous to everyone. Thank you for listening, and it's been a pleasure.
Yep, he's Spencer Ball. I'm JP Barry, and, when I transferred into South Carolina, I don't think I ever thought I would be doing for real, actual varsity sport play-by-play. And that's what we've been able to make happen here at SGTV, and there's just too many people to thank, but we will thank Reece Nolting, our tech man. Get on it. Get on camera here, lad.
He's the man.
Yep, helping us out here today, and just a tremendous guy. So many people behind the scenes have done so much for us to give us these opportunities. we've been able to take advantage of it, and I think we've done a pretty decent job. But not going to draw this out anymore. It's been a pleasure. If you never hear from us again, I hope that you've enjoyed these last couple years of hearing us yabber about sports.
Well, and follow us on social media. You can
JP Barry 64 on Twitter.
Spencer J. Ball. You will hear from us. It's kind of our thing.
We'll meet you again some sunny day. We don't know where, we don't know when, but we know we'll meet again. And frankly, folks, it's been a pleasure. For SGTV, one final time, I'm JP Barry.
I'm Spencer Ball.
Have a great rest of your day, Carolina.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SGTV. I'm Calvin DeLute, joined by Austin McConnell, and we have a great matchup for you today, folks. A big matchup for this South Carolina squad as the Gamecocks take on the Alabama Crimson Tide in Game 3 of this weekend series. Austin, do you want to go a little bit into how and why this series is as big as it is?
Yeah, it's a massive series-deciding game. Obviously, we saw in the doubleheader this morning that the Gamecocks bounced back after a rough Thursday game. It was rained out last night, so they resumed it this morning. Gamecocks get the win, tying the series up at 1 apiece. So this is the deciding game. One of these teams is going to walk out of here with a 2-1 series win. And while that may seem normal on a softball weekend, this weekend is the final weekend of the regular season, and this could decide your seeding in the tournament. It could be the difference between 8th, 10th, 9th. Who knows, because LSU is also 12-11 in the SEC. So this is just a massive seeding deciding game between Bama and South Carolina.
Absolutely. Both teams are 12-11 in SEC rankings. And, you know, this series is kind of reminding me of that LSU series where the Gamecocks' first game got run rule victoried, a big blowout win, and then were able to come back and scrape out 2 wins to clinch that series 2 games to 1. So kind of giving some similar vibes from that one. The first game, a surprising one-hit 3-1 victory for South Carolina. 2 walks from Lilio and Rhodey in the first, and then Winters able to hit a 3-run shot in the first inning, and that was all she wrote from that. No more hits and no more runs the rest of the game for the Gamecocks, able to get that 3-1 victory. So I am very curious how this game goes today, but a very nice day outside, a little bit of overcast, a little bit of mugginess in the air, but it should be a great day, Austin.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. A packed house almost. There's Carolina Softball Stadium holds 1,400. In these seats, and pretty much every seat is full behind home plate. Almost every seat. It's a very good crowd. It's definitely one of the better ones we've seen this year, and that's been a testament to how good Ashley Chastain Woodard's team has been for South Carolina this year. She's in her first season. Obviously, she's been the story, but look at Patrick Murphy, 27th season as the Alabama head coach. Definitely an experienced head coach for Alabama, so they know what they're doing. They're ranked 19th in the country, South Carolina 14th. It's a big matchup, and we're going to sound like a broken record because I think we're going to keep talking about that all day. But home plate umpire Bobby DeMeo, first base Dave Rainker, and third base Aaron Golden. So got a great crew on hand today and a great crowd.
Yeah, no, great crowd, like you said. We heard some whispers of possibly being sold out. I'm sure a lot of folks who got tickets for last night's game wanted to stick around and stay for the second game today. But, yeah, really, this is such a huge game for both sides, both teams, for both the SEC tournament that starts on May 6th and also just the NCAA rankings as a whole. I'm sure both teams are going to compete in both events, but, really this is big for seeding and figuring out and determining who you're going to play. But in the circle for South Carolina is Sam Gress, who just closed out the game prior to this one, about 11:15 that one wrapped up. And really an exciting finish. She let up a full count base hit with 1 out, and then next batter went right back to her, right into her glove, and was able to turn 2 at first base. So a super exciting finish to that game. And now the 6th year out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, is going to go back to work here in the circle. She's sitting with a 2.90 ERA and a 12-8 record on the year, 90 strikeouts and 46 walks allowed.
And I want to touch on that one-hit 3-1 victory that we just saw this morning. That's a testament to how good this pitching has been for South Carolina and how much depth they have at that position. So Sam Gress, her arm is still warm from that opening game. So, yeah, why not send her back out and get the momentum back in their favor already?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about this on the way here, Austin. Just the usage of really Jory Hurd and Sam Gress for this Gamecock rotation. They have a lot of talented pitchers on this squad, but in series where it matters most, those are the two that they rely on the most. And we see Sam Gress in the circle today. But Alabama having some talented pitching of their own. Jocelyn Brisky in the circle for them, the right-handed pitchers with a 2.46 ERA. So slightly better than what Gress has been throwing this year, but really talented pitching staff on both these teams, so it's going to be a battle for sure today. And now leading off for the Alabama Crimson Tide is Audrey Vandegrift, the center fielder, freshman out of Bogart, Georgia, batting .405 and a .505 on-base percentage. So a talented player, a great season she's been having her freshman year. And the first pitch from Gress. She bunts, pop up right to the third baseman, a diving grab. Ella Chansey saw the bunt, ran up on it, makes the catch for out number 1 on the first pitch of the game.
That's huge by Chansey. It's senior day. You see the numbers out there just below the South Carolina logo in center field. But I wanted to talk about Vandegrift because she has 28 strikeouts. She leads the team in a number of great stats. But she does find herself going back to the bench pretty quickly in the lineup. But great play by Chansey there, laying out, getting those striped white uniforms already dirty. And, yeah, great play.
Yeah, no, South Carolina rocking the striped white. Alabama with their good old red, gray pants, nothing too flashy. And now batting second for the Crimson Tide, Lauren Johnson, the sophomore from Franklin, Tennessee.
She scored her first home run of her season this weekend in this series, just yesterday, or Thursday, excuse me.
First pitch taken over the plate for strike one. Yeah, Johnson, another talented player, another young player too. Sophomore season batting .371 and an on-base percentage of .463. Second pitch of the at-bat, Gress tried to change up there, but it dropped too soon, hit the plate for ball one.
And with the leadoff being a freshman and then the batter in the two-hole being a sophomore, that just shows Patrick Murphy's confidence in his team, no matter the age or the class. That's how talented this Alabama team really is.
Absolutely. The confidence has been working in these young players. This one popped up in the infield. Rhodey underneath and makes the catch. It went to Gress, but it seemed like she lost it for a second, so Rhodey able to come in, make the play, and get out number two.
Yeah, Gress kind of really didn't hear Rhodey at first. She kept looking over her shoulder to see if Rhodey was actually coming in. She got under it, but then Rhodey called her off there at the last second. Avoided an error in the infield, but 2 up, 2 down very quickly for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, now Callie Hyveland, the senior, batting .378, playing second base, rocking number 22 for Alabama. The first pitch of the at-bat. This one sent into right field. It's going to go foul on her horse, and it goes out of play. Found its way into the bullpen. But a good effort there by Abigail Knight. So now an 0-1 count with 2 outs, no runners on, and a scoreless game so far.
Yeah, Hyveland has 54 hits, 13 of those being home runs. She leads the team. She's got a lot of power behind her swing.
And you definitely saw it on that one there.
Yep.
She definitely gave it a ride, just found its way into the bullpen. This one sent to shortstop, played by Blankenship, throw to first in time. A Derek Jeter-esque hop and throw. A great job there by Brooke Blankenship to get out number 3 and a 1-2-3 inning to start the game for South Carolina.
Another senior being represented here this weekend, but that's immediately who I thought before she took into the air. That was Jeter-esque over there at shortstop. That was awesome.
And as an Orioles fan, I don't like to compliment the Yankees, but a very nice play there by Blankenship. And she is just, I've been saying it every game I've done this year, she is an athlete through and through. She can do it.
Yep.
Hitting at the plate in the infield, she's just a very talented player. But another talented player is Jocelyn Brisky, the pitcher for Alabama, and coming in with an impressive season so far. She struck out 100 on the season, so she's been playing very, very well, and she's going to have to face a tough South Carolina hitting squad who knows how to get on base better than a lot of people in college softball.
Yeah, Quincy Lilio, she's got a .373 average, nearing 60 hits this year. Her on-base percentage is .500. That's pretty good. That's pretty dang good.
It's definitely dropped a little bit these past few weeks. South Carolina kind of going for an end-of-the-season slump. They haven't been winning as consistently as they have been in the past. Earlier this season, but they've still been doing good. They lost 2 of 3, against Auburn, but they were able to get a run rule victory against Furman this past Tuesday. And kind of odd, they lost 13-1 first game of the series against Alabama, which isn't something you see from South Carolina too often, but as I mentioned earlier in this stream, kind of showing flashes of that LSU series.
Yeah, and Alabama, they're not very good on the road. They're 8-7 on the road after these first 2 games of the series. So, and South Carolina isn't either. They're 8-9 as well. But both teams defend home turf very, very well with a home record of 30-5 for the Gamecocks and 22-7 for Alabama. It's really important that South Carolina is home this weekend. This is a great opportunity for them to defend home turf, like I was just mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely. They're trying to make it 31-5 in this game today. And leading off for the Gamecocks is Quincy Lilio. As we mentioned, Lilio, a very talented player, having a fantastic season, transferred in this year, batting .373 and an on-base percentage of .500. It's sunk down a little bit, but she's still getting on base half the time, which is beyond impressive. So redshirt junior from Oceanside, California, takes the first pitch outside for ball one. So a 1-0 count, first pitch from Brisky. And the crowd definitely filling in now. We heard whispers of sold out, and it's starting to look a lot more that way. Second pitch from Brisky. This one.
Well, everyone had to grab their popcorn, man.
Of course.
And it's still a little hot out here. Everyone probably had to grab some water and some Powerade, too.
Yeah, I probably should have grabbed some before the game. Second pitch to that one just nabbed the corner of the plate for strike one. So now 1-1 count to Lilio. That pitch in the dirt for ball two. And Lilio, one of the only 3 runs in that pass game, the one just before this, she walked her first at-bat and was scored off a home run from Lexi Winters. 2-1 count from Brisky. This one grounded to second, fielded cleanly. Throw to first in time for out number 1.
Yeah, good job there by Heivelin, just staying in front of the ball, not running up and making an errant play. She was very patient with it and got the throw over to first.
Yeah, not a bad at-bat for Lilio there. Took 2 balls, and that strike I thought might have been a ball just a hair off the plate, but umpire disagreed. Ground out to second base, and now Carly Shelton, first pitch of the at-bat, grounded right back to Brisky, and she'll throw it to first in time for out number 2. So a quick 2 outs here, and really we've been five batters up and 5 batters down so far in this game.
Yeah, really moving along there. That was a good cut by Shelton, just a good snag by Brisky in the circle.
Now Ariana Rohde batting. She walked in this past game and was one of the other 3 runs. First pitch just off the plate for ball 1. So Rohde's shown to be a very consistent hitter for the South Carolina squad with a .323 average and 14 homers on the year. The 1-0 pitch. Rohde skies this one into right field and foul. So a 1-1 count now with 2 outs. Haven't had a base runner yet. Scoreless game.
That foul ball looked a lot like Heivelin's there in the top of the first, down first base line, kind of into the bullpen. Both of these girls have a lot of power.
1-1 pitch, a bit high there for Rohde. She'll take that one for ball 2. A 2-1 count for the junior out of Cranston, Rhode Island. Here's the pitch from Brisky. Rohde takes that one high for ball 3.
Rohde's doing a very good job being patient inside the batter's box. Gets to a 3-1 count with 2 outs here.
And Jocelyn Brisky definitely showing some struggle with her control here in this at-bat. 2 pitches in a row that have kind of gotten away from her now. 3-1 count. The 3-1 pitch. Rohde sends this one foul. Off the net behind home plate, and now a full count with 2 outs.
It's a big pitch here. If South Carolina can kind of start a 2-out rally with Rohde here, that'd be pretty good. Get the offense rolling early, but Brisky has the chance to keep things at bay.
Full count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Rohde swings and misses for strike 3. So an efficient inning for Jocelyn Brisky. Gets in a little trouble in the at-bat against Rohde, but able to strike her out. 6 batters up, 6 batters down so far in this game. No hits yet. We're going to take a quick break and get back to you just before the start of the second. Welcome back, folks. I'm Calvin DeLude with Austin McConnell. Game 3 of this weekend series against Alabama. Currently a scoreless game, 6 batters up, 6 batters down. And now batting for Alabama is Brooke Ellistad. So it's been a pitching battle so far between Gress and Brisky.
Yeah, we were talking at the break there, Calvin, how it's going to be a defensive battle, you know, in the circle, but also in the field. We've seen some diving plays, some Jeter-esque throws, and some quick snags from both teams out here, so it's going to be a very fun one today.
Yeah, first pitch of the at-bat to Ellistad, a big swing and a miss on a changeup. Now Gress with an 0-1 count. That pitch over the plate for strike 2. Went changeup first pitch, gave her the heater on the second, and now quickly Ellistad's down 0-2. The lefty third baseman rocking number 0. Trying to get back in this count. The 0-2 pitch from Gress. This one popped up into foul territory and into the stands.
Oh.
And right into the hands of a fan. I wasn't able to corral it, and I don't think she realizes she's going to have to give that one back. It's not a baseball game. You don't get to keep the souvenirs, unfortunately. But now an 0-2 count once again. Oh, 0-2 pitch from Gress. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gave her a screwball there, went off the plate. She chased it, couldn't get a piece of it. And a big strikeout there for Sam Gress to open the top of the second.
Gress records her 91st strikeout on the season. That's been her specialty. We talked about Brisky having now 101 strikeouts. Closing in on that 100 mark could be Sam Gress if she has a really good day.
And now Marley Gills. First pitch to her, off speed over the plate.
Oh
Great pitch there from Gress.
She took so much off of that one. That was like in slow motion. It froze Marley.
And so Gill is batting .272 on the year. That pitch there high for ball 1.
That was also off speed, a little faster, but just got out of her hand a little awkward.
And now 1-1 count with 1 out. No runners on. And a scoreless game. Here's the pitch from Gress. Another off speed. She couldn't hang on to it behind the plate. It's good for ball 2.
You think she's setting her up here? Gonna throw some heat in a little bit, or is she gonna just keep going off speed?
She's going off speed, off speed, off speed, so she might be setting up the heater. The 2-1 pitch in there for strike 2.
Well, there it is. That's exactly what I was expecting. Because now Marley doesn't know what's going on. Now she doesn't know what she's gonna throw, and that's a great spot to be in as a pitcher in a 2-2 count.
And Gillis has been having a great series. She singled and hit a homer in the first game, and she got the only run for Alabama in the game prior to this one. That one fouled off, and now a 2-2 count. Yeah, so Gillis has been very reliable for this Alabama squad and a big part of their series this weekend as they try and get a 13-11 SEC record and climb the SEC rankings a little bit before the SEC tournament in a few days. 2-2 count, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Gress. This one popped up into foul territory and out of play. So a good at-bat so far for both Gress and Gillis.
Yeah, Gillis doing a great job staying alive. I mentioned she wasn't really expecting what's coming next, but 2 foul balls in a row. She's working that pitch count.
Yeah, and Gress has definitely been pitching some more off-speed this at-bat. Curious if she goes with the fastball here in the 2-2. This one sent into right field, over the head of the right fielder, and down for extra bases. Knight's throw into second is not in time, and a 1-out double for Marley Gillis, and she keeps her hot weekend alive.
Yeah, that one dropped pretty much right on the warning track. That had a lot of power on it, and the wind's coming in. It's going away from where she hit that to, so a lot of power there from Gillis, and that's a big first runner of the day for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, and Abigail Knight is a very talented right fielder defensively, And it just got over her head and past her, but she was able to get it in quick enough and only keep it as a double. But a great hit there for Gillis, and now a quick meeting. Chastain Woodard heads to the circle to talk with Gress. As Salen Hawkins gets set to hit, who's batting .310. The sophomore shortstop. But yeah, that's a big double for Alabama. Only 1 out still in this inning, trying to score first. And in both these games this weekend, the team that scored first has been the deciding victor. So we'll see if that trend continues today as Alabama.
Well, the best way to get momentum is just scoring runs because, you score more than the other team, you win the game. It's pretty simple. But, getting that first run is very important. And as you mentioned, it's decided both games this weekend already. And with 1 out, there's a very high possibility that a single is going to score a run for Alabama.
And we'll see if Hawkins is able to do that with a runner in scoring position, the sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona. Gress with some fresh knowledge from her coach. First pitch of the at-bat. In the dirt for ball 1. So she tried to go a heater. I think she let go of it a bit too early and found its way into the dirt. So a 1-0 count for Hawkins. This one jammed her inside for strike 1.
That was a beautiful pitch from Gress. Hawkins didn't really know what to do there. Couldn't go anywhere with that checkup.
And that was Gillis's only her 6th double on the year, which is surprising considering how talented she's been so far this weekend series. Now a 1-1 count from Gress. And a change up there. She tried to drop it right over the plate, but just a bit high there for the home plate umpire, Bobby DeMeo. Now 2-1 count with 1 out, runner on second, scoreless game so far. 2-1 pitch from Gress. This one sent up the middle and through for a base hit. She's heading home. The throw from Lilio is not in time. An RBI base hit for Salen. Hawkins scores the runner from second, and Alabama takes an early 1-0 lead.
And that was actually a lot closer at the plate than I expected. I saw that throw coming from the center fielder, Quincy Lilio, and didn't think that would get there on time, but Lexi Winters almost laid the tag down, but Bama strikes first. That's a big first run.
And definitely primarily South Carolina fans in attendance, but I have seen a solid sprinkling about of some Crimson Tide fans in attendance. And now Abby DeSchurer with a runner on first. Showed steal for a second, but headed back to first. First pitch in there for a ball. 1-0 count. It looks like Hawkins getting a sign from her third base coach.
And Hawkins is 5 for 6 on the year trying to steal bases, so she's a pretty good base runner.
Second pitch of the at-bat. Once again showing steal, but will stay at first. That pitch high for a ball. So Gress beginning to struggle a little bit here in this second inning. Allowed a double, RBI base hit, and now a 2-0 count to the junior from Kindred. That pitch over the plate. The fans wanted a strike. It's going to go down as ball 3. And now a 3-0 count to DeSchurer.
Is it green light, or are you taking this pitch?
I would take the pitch. It's too early in the game.
True.
And Gress, I mean, you can't look at Gress as an easy hit, easy out.
No,
She
absolutely
is.
not.
I mean, I'm sure they know she's a very talented pitcher.
Yep.
Although she did struggle in that first game of the series, in that 13-1 loss. I believe she let up 4 runs, only pitched .1 innings. The 3-0 pitch low for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk for Alabama, and now 2 runners on with only 1 out.
And that's only Gress's 47th walk on the year. She's not very prone to those walks. She usually either gets the out or puts it in play just enough. She's going to take a minute here, and it looks like there's going to be a substitution in the circle.
Yeah, not quite sure what is going on. Maybe a pinch runner?
Chastain Woodard went up to home plate umpire DeMeo. And they signaled down to the bullpen, so I assume that means somebody's coming out. We will await confirmation on who that is, because we don't have the best view from this window down that first base line. But
yeah, I'd be surprised if it wasn't Jory Hurd, but I'm a big avid supporter of Neely Lamb, who currently leads the team with a 2.84 ERA. Sam Gress's went up a little bit this weekend. She's sitting at 2.90, and that's going to go up more after that RBI base hit. But yeah, Sam Gress coming out. One of the senior captains on this team as she gets an ovation from the stands. And in comes Neely Lamb. So,
yeah, right on cue. This is going to be great for Lamb. Great experience for her. We were kind of talking. She's more of like the midweek matchup starting pitcher. But she's come in and she's done a very good job for the Gamecocks this year. And she's going to go ahead and get warmed up. She's in a bit of a pickle here, though. She's got 2 runners on and only 1 out. It's going to be a little difficult for her to kind of just step into this scenario and try to make something happen. But
yeah,
if they can limit the damage to only 1 run, that's going to be a huge W for Neely Lamb.
Absolutely. The sophomore is standing at 5'11". We're going to see how she's able to navigate this 2 runners on with only 1 out. And as you mentioned, really the midweek, a lot of non-conference matchups, usually the Wednesday night games that I've been doing since you guys are off doing Gamecock game day. And she's been the one in the circle for South Carolina. But getting the nod here in an important SEC matchup, and that's big for her. She's going to be very reliable for the team. A 2.76 ERA. I said 2.84 earlier, so a bit off there from my memory. With 66 innings pitched on the dot, 25 walks, and 74 Ks. And she notched her 200th career collegiate strikeout earlier this season. Out of Cades, South Carolina. And warming up early, pitching a little bit high. Due up for Alabama is the designated player Alexis Pupolo, batting .316 in 117 at-bats. So it hasn't been an everyday player for Alabama, but has been consistent enough to get 37 hits and notch 7 homers. And that's a pretty good hit-to-home run ratio. 37 hits on the season, 7 of those being home runs. So
yeah, absolutely.
So Pupolo definitely with some power out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. Batting for the left side of the plate, no gloves. First pitch from Lamb. Just nabbed the corner of the plate for strike 1.
That's a good start for Lamb. What's going to be very important to her is, like I already mentioned, limiting the damage, but just getting ahead of these counts. Work from a lead here in the circle.
So now the 0-1 count from Lamb. This pitch just off the plate for ball 1. I will say DeMayo's strike zone very narrow when it comes to height, but left to right he's been a little more complimentary for the pitcher. And a 1-1 count from Lamb. This one sent into play, left field on her horse, and she cannot get there. That was Emma Sellers. I'm sorry, Emily Vinson.
Good hustle there from Vinson. Glad she kind of pulled up there before slamming into the bullpen fence.
And she definitely was running after that one, just couldn't get there. Thought she might have been able to lay out for that one, but that's a little much to ask for on my part, sitting in my nice fancy suit while they're out there on the beating sun. So, but now a 1-2 count for Neely Lamb with 2 runners on, 1 out. This one skied into shallow center field. Underneath it is Blankenship, and she makes the catch. A big out number 2 for South Carolina. And Pupolo goes down on an infield pop-up.
Yeah, and that's a big out like you just mentioned, Calvin. Now they could touch any base with the 2 runners on first and second. But that was a great job by Blankenship calling everybody off. You know, when Gress and Rhodey went for that very shallow infield pop fly earlier, there was no communication. Blankenship was yelling it. I heard it from the booth.
And now Larissa Pruitt, first pitch swinging back to Lamb, throw to first in time, and the Gamecocks get out of the jam.
That's massive from Neely Lamb to only limit that to 1 run. 2 outs and 6 or 7 pitches, something like that. That was pretty good.
And an impressive inning for Neely Lamb, coming in for relief for Sam Gress, who led up an RBI single after a double. And, I'm sure she's tired. It's been a long weekend for her, and she pitched in the game before this one. So a long weekend for her. Glad she's able to get some rest. And Neely Lamb, showing what she can do best, and that's just pitched very, very well. So she did a great job there. Alabama sticking with Jocelyn Brisky in the circle. She's been good so far. Only 3 up, 3 down. A long second inning for Alabama. And now we're finally going to get to see the Gamecocks hit once again.
Yeah, and we may not be done seeing Sam Gress today. And softball pitchers can always come out and come back in, which is definitely a different rule from what I'm used to in baseball. But, you know, after seeing that this season, it's definitely more of a chess than checkers kind of strategy that Chastain Woodard could put into effect. So I assume that's why they took her out a little earlier than expected. You know, maybe we'll see her later in the 6th, 7th inning trying to close it out.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a long day for her. She pitched all 7 innings of this past game. So 7 innings, 5 hits, only 1 earned run, and 5 strikeouts. So a very good day for Gress as a whole. Total 8 innings pitched with only 2 runs allowed. So on the day, and like you said, she might come back out. Maybe shouldn't, you know, let her breathe a little bit. It's been a long day for her and a long weekend after struggling on the Thursday night game.
I will clarify, I don't think she should. I would rest that arm for the SEC tournament next week, but
absolutely. And Neely Lamb, a very respectable pitcher who's done a great job this season. And like we said, kind of that more midweek non-conference matchup girl who I've seen do a lot, pitch a lot, working these Wednesday night games. And no, she's a very talented pitcher. Now up to bat for South Carolina is the catcher Lexi Winters. One of the players that Chastain Woodard brought with her from Charlotte. She's batting .326 on the year. And the first pitch from Brisky in the dirt for ball 1. Winters with 47 hits and 144 at-bats. 5 homers and 12 walks. This one skied into center field. Underneath is Vandegrift. She'll make the catch for out number 1.
I think if Winters just got around on that a tad bit quicker, that would have been off the barrel, and that could have been a lot further than center field. It looks like it kind of just jammed her up just a little bit and went off the top of the handle, but good contact from Winters.
She could have used the torpedo bat. Might have been out of the park. Now Ella Chansey up the bat for the Gamecocks. She takes the first pitch for a ball.
And the select few Alabama fans who have made the trip show their displeasure with Bobby DeMeo. I thought it was a good call. He's had a tight strike zone, but it's been pretty good today.
1-0 pitch, low for ball 2. So Chansey quickly up 2-0. The senior from Athens, Georgia, playing third and batting .303 on the year. The 2-0 pitch to Chansey. This one finally finds its way over the plate for strike 1. A 2-1 count. Gamecocks seeking their first hit of the game and their second hit on the day. Down 1-0 in the bottom of the second. 2-1 pitch. This one fouled off, but good contact there, just a bit late. If it was in play, I think it would have snuck through.
Yeah, it's imperative that South Carolina gets something going here in the batter's box. You know, you don't want your whole day to be ruined because you just can't put anything in play. And they've done a good job so far. They've just flown out a couple times. They got to get it in the gaps. Obviously, easier said than done.
2-2 count to Chansey. Brisky's pitch. Check swing. She's safe, says the first base umpire. And now a full count with 1 out. I think that's a good call there by Dave Reinecker. Definitely held up on that swing. And now a 3-2-1 situation with no runners on. Here's the pitch. This one sent our way and over the stadium. Had me a little scared for a second, though, Austin. I won't lie to you.
My eyes got a little bit wider than they should have, but thankfully this very beautiful venue, Carolina Softball Stadium, was designed, so that doesn't really happen too often.
I know, definitely don't want to say excessive netting, but a lot of netting. This one fouled off again and got Austin to flinch a little bit.
And that one was, like, so much lower. I don't know why that flinched.
It was more if there were no net, that would have been more direct towards us, but because that past one, that got over the net, but like we said, thank you for the net.
Yeah, that first one was more of a pop-up. I could kind of follow it if I needed to, but that one came a little quick.
Full count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again. Chansey staying alive. The Bee Gees would be proud. And a lengthy at-bat for her here. trying to be the Gamecocks' first base runner on the day.
Yeah, you want to get that momentum in the batter's box, not only for you, but for the rest of the team. Hits breed hits, and if they can get one, that's massive.
3-2 pitch from Brisky. Fouled off, just barely, though. And Chansey staying alive.
Yeah, and this is what Chansey does. You know, she's not known for her power. She's known for, you know, just getting on base and finding a way to make something happen. She's had only 34 runs on the year, but she's got 44 hits, 13 doubles. Like, she just finds a way to put it in the gap.
I mean, she's scoring a good amount for 28 walks and 44 hits.
Yeah.
And getting 34 runs. So she's been able to cross the plate a good amount this season. Only 2 homers for her.
Just finds a way on base.
Full count, 1 out. Here's the pitch. This one skied into left field. Underneath, she'll make the catch for out number 2. So the long at-bat results in a fly out to Lauren Johnson. And it looked good coming off the bat. Just the wind kind of kept it in. I'm starting to notice there's these weird patches in the outfield. You notice these 3 green squares. And right where they would be standing, I'm not sure if that's for the players or not. And now Brooke Blankenship takes the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that. I was looking at that back in the first inning, but I didn't really think much of it. And that issue is still unresolved for me, that concern. So
0-1 pitch to Blankenship just off the plate for ball 1.
the Gamecocks have done a lot better, having great at-bats here in the bottom of the second, but Brisky doing what she does best and just, you know, staying true to her pitch count and her pitching strategy.
1-1 count. This one fouled off and out of play. 1-2 count for Blankenship now. And the Gamecocks have definitely been better at lengthening these at-bats against Brisky this inning, especially with that long one from Chansey. Now Blankenship with a 1-2 count, trying to stay alive and get back into it. 1-2 pitch, low in the dirt for ball 2. And a good frame attempt there by the catcher behind the plate for Alabama, Gillis. 2-2 count, 2 outs, no runners on. Alabama trying to get out of the inning. This one down the left field line and just foul.
That was mighty close, too. That was just right over the base, just a tad to the left.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hair from hitting that third base, and
Yep.
if it did, I think that could have been extra bases, just the placement of it. Yeah, so Blankenship just barely misses a hit by, couldn't be more than an inch. 2-2 count, 2 outs. This one skips in the dirt. And now Blankenship battled her way back into that bat, originally down 1-2, and now working her way up to a full count. Brisky trying to get out of this inning. That pitch high for ball 4. So the Gamecocks get their first base runner on the day, courtesy of a Brooke Blankenship walk. And now with 2 outs, up comes Abigail Knight.
That's a huge battle by Blankenship that she just won against Jocelyn Brisky. She was down in the count. She was 0-2, or 1-2 at least. Fights all the way back.
And now Abigail Knight, the only hit for the Gamecocks in this past game. A 3-run shot in the first inning. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Lexi Winters. Abigail Knight did not hit that. My apologies. But batting lefty, rocking number 7, playing right field. And, she was playing a little bit shallow, and now looks like a quick visit to the circle from the Alabama pitching coach. And we'll see what this is about. Might just be talking strategy after a quick 2 balls to Abigail Knight.
I think this is just a way for him to tell her, just settle down. Settle down. We've got the lead. You don't have to do anything too crazy. You got 2 outs. And 2-0 count. You still have a chance to get back into this at-bat.
Absolutely, and she has been pitching very well this series. And, this whole season. So, yeah, she went 4 innings, only 4 hits allowed and 1 earned run in the first game. Didn't pitch at all in the second one. And now back starting in the third. 2-0 count tonight. This one outside and low for ball 3. So that's 3 straight balls in this at-bat and 5 straight if you go back to the last at-bat. Knight showing bunt on a 3-0 count. That pitch just a bit high. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk, and the Gamecocks now have 2 runners on with 2 outs.
That's big. A little 2-out rally here. Now Abigail Knight has a runner in scoring position. Has the opportunity to even this game back up for the Gamecocks.
And the Gamecocks are no strangers to the 2-out rally. We saw it in the very first game of the season that we did, Austin, in that incredible, thrilling victory where they were able to notch all their runs in the final inning and walk it off in comeback fashion. So that was a super fun one.
That still blows my mind.
I mean, a great start to the season for us, our first softball game, and a great start to the season for them, obviously. And now Emma Sellers, the designated player.
That was also SGTV's first softball season now, game of the season, but we've done it for this whole year now. Then, you know, it's only right that we got the first and final game of the regular season for South Carolina. It's been a great year for SGTV.
Has been a super fun one. That pitch, I thought that might have been a strike, but DeMayo's going to call that one a ball. A 2-0 count now. And that is 6 straight consecutive balls thrown for Brisky. Sellers showing bunt. She backs off just off the plate for ball 3. And the Alabama coach coming out, and he gets a warning. Gets the crowd going a little bit. It's getting a bit rowdy here, a 3-0 count.
Yeah, you even saw Marley Gillis. She threw her head back in disgust after that last pitch.
3-0 count. Just off the plate for ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Patrick Murphy coming back out of the dugout again to talk to home plate umpire Bobby DeMayo. He is not happy, and that there's going to be another circle visit as the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
I will say, I don't blame Murphy for being a little upset. Some of those pitches looked like very obvious strikes for me. So DeMayo, I will say, hasn't been the most consistent on the day. But he's been working in the Gamecocks' favor this inning. So they're happy about that. They won't complain. If I'm them, I'm not swinging until Brisky shows that she can throw a strike.
So that's 9 straight balls dating back to Blankenship's at bat.
Vincent first pitch shows bunt, and that one looked like more of a ball than any pitch thrown in these past 2 at bats. But he's going to call that one a strike.
And a lot of Alabama fans are applauding him sarcastically for that decision.
Yeah, maybe a make-up call for those past 2 at bats. This pitch taken over the plate for strike 2. Now quickly Emily Vincent down 0-2 with 2 outs. Bases loaded, down by 1.
Yeah, Emily Vincent has to stop this. Both sides of the crowd getting a little rowdy. She's got to get the momentum back in favor of South Carolina.
0-2 count to Vincent. This one fouled off and out of play.
It's a good job staying alive. 0-2, obviously the hardest a batter can face. But bases loaded. Anything in play in the outfield is probably 2 runs.
Yeah, they're going to run from contact here. 0-2 pitch. This one sent up the middle and through for a base hit. 1 run will score. A second one heading home. She slides. She's safe. Emily Vincent, a 2-out single to score 2 runs. And the Gamecocks take a 2-1 lead with 2 outs in the second.
And this place just exploded as soon as that ball got into the outfield. Diving effort from Heivelin there at second base, but you don't even have to tie it up. Just go ahead and take the lead, and that's exactly what the Gamecocks have done. That's her 11th RBI on the season, so that moves Vincent into the double digits in the category.
And now Lilio takes that first pitch off the plate for a ball, and a huge moment here for Emily Vincent on the senior weekend. One of her last times playing, might be her last time playing here at this stadium. And she's only batting 189 on the year, but a huge hit. That's probably going to be her biggest hit on the season, and might be the deciding factor if it ends up being a 1-run game. So a huge hit there for Emily Vincent. Now Lilio up 2-0 in the count with runners on the corners.
Yeah, Emma Sellers is now on third, so another base hit, scores another one.
Lilio fouls this one off.
Oh.
tried to barehand it in the stands. Couldn't corral it. She'll have to give it back to a worker. And now Lilia with a 2-1 count with 2 on, 2 outs. 2-1 pitch to Lilia. That one inside. Vincent tried to steal, but corrected herself, headed back to first. Some great pop time there by Gillis. And now a 3-1 count with 2 outs. If Lilia were to take this for a ball, it would be Brisky's 4th walk in the